Good morning. I'd like to call the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order. It is Wednesday, July 5th, 2017. It is now 8:31. First order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like to ask Selectman Haver to lead us, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Charles. Item 2, public forum, limited to 3 minutes on any agenda item. Anybody wishing to address the board, please come forward. See none, we'll move on to item 3, which is the approval of the minutes of June 19, 2017, which was a regular meeting. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Any additions or corrections to the minutes? None? Okay. Seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor to approve the minutes as presented?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Okay. Minutes are approved as presented. Okay. Item 4, Board of Education, 4.1, discuss and take possible action on the technology lease resolution for the Board of Education, and representing the board is Greta Maynard. Good morning, Greta. How you doing?
Good. As you're aware, the BOE cannot enter debt without your permission, so we're requesting your permission once again to enter into a lease agreement for technology equipment in the 17-18 fiscal year. The lease will be for 5 years, $500,000. It's to purchase staff laptops, Chromebooks, projectors, printers, iPads, and networking equipment. The 3 companies that have held the lease in the past were asked to provide rates for a new lease, and we requested a 5-year lease with payments in advance and in arrears. Only TD Equipment provided both advance and in arrears amounts. TD Equipment's rate is 1.88 for payments in advance and 1.96 for payments in arrears. JP Morgan came back with a rate of 2.43 for payments in advance, and SunTrust declined to provide a rate. So we have chosen to proceed with TD Equipment for the in advance payments of 1.88%. They also hold our current lease from the fiscal year of 16-17, so the paperwork will be a little easier. So we're here to request your permission to enter into the TD Equipment.
Okay. For the purposes of discussion, I'll move the question. Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Any discussion, please?
Pretty straightforward.
All right.
Yeah.
Seeing none, call the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you.
Before the members of the board leave, please remember we have to sign the resolution. Okay. Tracy, you have the original there for us? Okay. Okay, item 5.1, environmental planner Kevin McGee, consider and take possible action on trail designations in the Braymore Preserve. Morning, Kevin.
Morning.
Good morning. Oh, you got a big map, huh?
Yeah, I blew it up too.
That's good, the small one we had, yes.
So we are looking at, and stand up and I'll go 2 directions with this. The Land Stewardship Committee, which is a subcommittee of the Conservation Commission, reviewed the trails at their meeting and then presented recommendations to the Conservation Commission at their meeting last Wednesday. They are recommending for designation of trails, the blue-red trail, which goes through the center, which is the Scenic New England Trail, maintained by the CFPA Connect Forest and Parks Association through the center, as a hiker-only trail and to be labeled such.
Now, that's what we have in our packet, that's,
Yep, that'd be,
that's the dark blue, right?
Yep, that'd be the point number 1, the dark blue on your small maps there. The red trail, which goes through, kind of makes a loop and has makes a loop around the property here and has a little viewing area. That was also recommended as a hiker-only trail and also to be signed that way. These are all narrow, both of these trails are narrow footpaths type trails. and rugged terrain, so they thought those were the best for hiker-only trails. They, the bridle trail, which goes up the west side of the property and then kind of down northeast to south
Yeah.
along the edge there. Parts of it onto Hip Crooked Hill Road is actually part of the road system and not really part of the trail system, but they're recommending that one to be bikes for all users, hikers, bikers, horseback riding. The interior yellow trail here sustained some damage from all four-wheel drive vehicle and quads and stuff like that. They're recommending the current time of kind of closing that one off and then reevaluating once we get it opened up again. I'm not sure how easy it is to close off a trail that people use. I know I've done it other properties where people keep on walking around the barriers and stuff, but that's the recommendation on that. So those are our four trails we have out there and their proposed designations that they're looking for right now. So basically the major change would be the New England Trail through the center of the property and the red circular trails being off limits to bikes right now. That's their recommendations there.
Okay. So there are no trails for ATVs at all here, is that correct?
Our regulations do not allow the operation of ATVs or four-wheel drive vehicles on the property.
Okay,
Mountain biking, which is pedal power only, is allowed on the designated trails.
okay.
So we're
Just
not.
wanted to be clear about that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And we're not. So that way, we're not giving up the passive recreation rights on the property. We do consult with DEP, who provides us the grant there, and they indicate as long as we maintain some sort of passive recreation on the property, they have no issues.
Okay, so, on certain trails within this property, there are hikers.
Yep.
Bikers,
Correct. Yep.
and bridle trails,
Correct. Yep.
and that's it.
Yeah, the
The-
multi-use ones can be used for cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, any of those activities. That's passive with non-motorized uses. Those
Okay.
can be used for those
Okay.
activities there. So we're not.
Where
off.
would those activities, cross-country skiing, you didn't delineate that on any of these maps here?
Well, the multi-use.
They'll be on the multi-use trails, which would be the yellow colored
Yellow.
trails there.
Okay, okay.
The
Thank you.
others would be very difficult to cross-country ski
Okay.
because they're rocky.
They're fairly rocky.
You'd have
They're
to
up and
equip-
down.
Okay.
But they're narrow, right on the edges of some good drop-offs and stuff there.
You could
so-
tell I'm not too familiar with the property, so, okay.
That's fine.
Okay,
If I can add two things, because actually I did attend this meeting. The multi-use bridle trail actually connects to the Rockland Preserve, which therefore there's a kind of a bike route all the way from 79 to 77.
so
that
it
runs
goes into
across
Madison.
there.
then,
Goes into
yeah.
Madison.
It goes into
correct?
Madison.
Okay,
And most of it is a former woods road, so it's much more stable than some of the others. The one that's closed, Kevin didn't have pictures, they had pictures the other night. It's pretty beat, there's sections of it that four-wheel drive and ATV vehicles have really beat up, so it needs to be repaired. And I think the one other thing is on the recommendation of the CFPA, instead of signs that say bikers forbidden or no bikes, they found success in changing signs to hikers only. Yeah, I guess it's a psychological thing,
proactive
but
and, yeah.
yeah, but
It's a
they
psychological
stated
thing,
it
it's-
positively instead
Yeah.
of negatively,
Yeah.
and they found more success with that. So part of the recommendation is to change some of the signage to
So if
hikers
it's-
only.
Hikers only for those trails. The other ones, which would be really not noted what they are, would be for all uses.
Okay, good.
If that continues to be a problem, is there any kind of barriers that could be put up that would allow for hikers and cross-country skiers and whatnot, but would stop four-wheel vehicles or?
I gotta talk with Public Works to get some large stones around the entranceways there to kind of block them off from getting there. I did make an attempt. The kiosk sign, which is kind of small in the little corner here, used to be mounted on a tree. We pulled that off and stuck it in a path where we did see a four-wheel drive vehicle going through. Did go back up there last Friday and noticed that the four-wheel drive vehicle found another way, trampling over brush and getting around it in there. So I'm working with the police department on that issue there.
I remember when Jennifer was in town, was it Elcott, was that her name?
Yeah.
Correct, yep.
Yeah. She was very creative in establishing barriers for these ATVs.
Yeah, landmines.
So were the
and-
ATVs.
So they put a barrier, they kind of, especially the
No, they weren't
smaller ones, they
landmines.
find another, since they're so small, they find another little spot
Yeah.
to weave it out, so a lot of it's
Okay.
some enforcement actions that need to be taken to them if we can figure out who they are.
Okay, anything else on this?
Nope, those are the recommendations there
Okay,
for,
so you need a resolution from us on this?
yes.
Okay,
I would move that we approve the recommendations of the Guilford Land Stewardship Committee on the Brayburn trails.
Second.
okay. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Nice work. Moving on to item 6 is appointments and resignations. 6.1, act on a resignation received from Barbara Finelli from the Zoning Board of Appeals.
So moved.
There a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carries. 6.2, act on a recommendation to move Kenneth Harvey from a regular from an alternate to a regular member on the Harbor Management Commission for a term to expire July 31st, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Up to 2021 already. 6.3, act on a recommendation to move Michael Crosley from an alternate to a regular member on the Marina Commission to fill a vacancy for a term to expire November 30th, 2020.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
With
Carries.
one correction that it says 2021. Right?
No, I'm looking at Michael Crosley.
So
What?
he's filling a vacancy.
Oh, okay.
I'm on 6.3.
Yeah.
Oh, 6-3, okay,
Okay,
I'm sorry, I had
yeah.
already flipped it to
Okay.
6-4.
Okay.
Sorry.
Now we're on 6.4.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Act on a recommendation to move Keith Harvey from an alternate to a regular member on the Shellfish Commission to fill a vacancy for a term to expire February 21st, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carries. Act on a recommendation to move Alan Brown from an alternate to a regular member of Planning and Zoning Commission for a term to expire February 28th, 2021.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's all for appointments and resignations. We have one request for the use of town property. It's 7.1. Act on a request from the First Congregational Church to place a sign on the green advertising its parade and ceremony to celebrate United Nations International Day of Peace, taking place September 21st, 2017. Sign placement 9/7 through 9/21. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, carries.
Do we know the route of their
Uh,
parade?
No, they'd have to get permission from the police commission on that one. Trace, do you have any, I didn't see anything, correspondence for that. Okay, correspondence, I do have on the correspondence a letter sent to me from DOT. You'd be interested in this one, Carl. I know under your administration, you've worked hard on this, regarding the Guilford Shoreline East Railroad Station parking expansion.
Oh,
Okay, now this is the north side of the tracks for the parking lot that they had planned to build on the north side of the tracks. This letter is to inform you that the DOT, Department of Transportation, will not be pursuing parking expansion from the Guilford Shoreline East Station at this time. Parking does not currently appear to be a critical issue for this station, If a greater need for parking expansion is anticipated in the future, the department will revisit the project and all options at this time. And it's signed by Mr. Hill, Engineering Administrator, the Bureau of Engineering and Construction, the DOT. A copy was sent to Senator Kennedy, who's our senator from the 12th District. So they're putting the project on hold right now. I think a lot of it has to do with money at this point.
Yeah,
So,
probably.
You mean they spent too much on signs in North California?
so, but this is something that Carl worked very hard on his administration, and then was turned over to my administration, and they had shelved it for a while, and we've been asking them about it. But apparently, there's not a need for it at this point, which I tend to differ with them, but so be it. So that's where we are with the north side parking lot project on Shoreline East. And that's all I have for correspondence. Anybody else?
I do.
Okay. No committee reports? I don't think there's any. Old business? Anybody?
I just, while we're talking about the train station, we took Shoreline East a couple of weeks ago, and I was sitting there waiting for our train, and two of the Excelos came through in Guilford. Oh, I got them.
And knock you down if you stand on the
Yeah.
station.
I was thinking they want to expand to 4 tracks, but where the stations are, and particularly Branford, the brand-new one, I don't know how they're going to do that, because there's not enough room. And they're sure not going to tear down the Branford station to do that after they just opened it up.
And on that score, if you're talking about, obviously, you are the quad track project, they haven't given us any designs. I mean, it's just
Right. Yeah.
concepts they're talking about. So we don't know. And on that score, I haven't heard anything more about it. Okay. Anybody? Okay. New business? No. Public forum? Don't see anybody wanting to address the board. Before we adjourn, just so the general public knows, our next scheduled meeting is supposed to be July 17th, which is a Monday, but before the meeting, I checked with the members of the board who are present here today. And being summertime, our schedule's a little bit crazy, so keep in tune to the website and Facebook. We are kind of in limbo when our next meeting might be. Most likely it will not be July 17th. We figured that out. So it'll be sometime that week or the week after, okay? If no other further business, I'll call for a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. We're adjourned at 8:50.